I often have people coming in looking for eye pins. So I've turned these head pins into eye pins for the sake of science. And here I have a scale where I can pull and see the number of grams, a pound, number of kilo of pressure before something breaks. So I have 22 gauge, 24, 22, and 20 gauge. And here is the eye pin. And what I'm going to do is show you, oops, before it registered, it opened already. Whereas, if you were to wire wrap a number of times, see how this will go. I'll make sure that it goes through here first. Okay, so got solid, and let's pull on it before it breaks. Oops, there. It was at 3 kilos that I noticed. So let's try this 22 gauge eye pin. So keep our eyes open on that. Oh, it was barely a couple hundred grams of pressure before this opened. Whereas if you were to wire wrap it, okay, let's tear that. And I should have wire wrapped these even bigger. Okay, let's go. I'm still going, pulling. Now I've done 4 wraps. 4 wraps on each one of these. And okay, this is as hard as I can physically pull. So it's 4 kilos. And it's interesting because this is starting to stretch the silver, but 4 kilos is a lot of weight. Okay, so I'm going to tear the scale again. This is 20 gauge wire, and I've turned it into an eye pin. So it was a thick, if you're getting a thicker head pin, this is what eye pin, this is what's going to look like. Okay, let's keep our eyes open. Oh, so I saw that it was 500 grams. So it's a pound of weight, and it will straighten out your pin like that. So, and as we know, for the 22 gauge, I couldn't open it. And here I've got one that is 20 gauge wrapped 4 times. Okay, so let's set this scale to 0. Let's say, here we go. 5 kilos, 6, okay. And it didn't stretch like the other one did. So that gives you an idea. Whenever possible, wire wrap. It goes many times the strength. And if the thicker it is, the heavier the wire you should have. If you're doing multiple wraps and it's very, very heavy, it does strengthen it far more. Yes, it's a bit more work, but it's very secure. The last thing you want is for something to break. And I know that in the base metal, a lot of people use eye pins because base metal being brass or nickel plating, and it hardens it. Sterling silver is soft, and you can work harden it by hammering, but it is far better and to take the time because it's a more delicate item, and people do prefer sterling silver over base metal, and they appreciate the amount of work that goes into something that is handmade. So there you have it, for the sake of science.